lovers and stationery enthusiasts, it's Christy here, Snarky Wordsworth over on Instagram and Reddit, and today I am super excited to bring you an unboxing from the fantastic Hand-Stitched Leather Tea. So for people who are not aware, Hand-Stitched Leather Tea is this beautiful family-run company that is currently based out of Slovenia. It was originally based out of Ukraine, but of course they moved once the conflict erupted. But this company is run by two twin sisters, and they make these incredible leather covers for journals, planners. If you follow this channel, you've already seen one of the covers that I have from them that I use for my Hobonichi Weeks. It's a trifold, and I've had it for over a year, and I absolutely adore it. It's patinaed into this gorgeous sort of honey-colored leather. But I have two more covers in here that I'm really, really excited to take a look at. They have different leathers, and I've just been super, super anxious waiting for them to land, and they finally did. So let's go ahead and crack this box open. Okay, so here we go. Ta-da! So each of the covers comes in its own little, I think this is maybe linen or like a nice, maybe a soft burlap. I'm not really sure, but it is a really nice sturdy pouch. It does have a drawstring, and it comes with these little leather tags. Let's see. This one says, of course, Hand-Stitched Leather Tea since 2016. And then it has the number, I would assume the number of products that they've put together. But yeah, so let's start with this one. Okay, so. Okay, so this is their Hobonichi Weeks sized cover. I mentioned several videos ago that I was thinking about getting another Hobonichi Weeks cover for this coming year, and this is the one I ended up deciding on, and oh my goodness, wow, this is gorgeous. Okay, so this is their Hobonichi Weeks cover with the chunky closure method, and I used to, as I mentioned, have a trifold, but I really wanted to try something like this, and I really, really like the look of this big, chunky piece of leather just going across the cover. And then I also opted to get a back slip pocket. Now, you can opt to pay a little extra for stitching. You can also not get the back cover, which is what I did in my original. But I just wanted another little extra pocket because as time went on with my previous cover, I thought, oh, it would be so nice if I could just slip this little note or whatever. So did do that. And then, oh, I forgot. Okay. So most of their beautiful little creations also come with like a little extra. One, it gets to show off some of the absolutely stunning leathers that they have, which this is beautiful. And this looks like, oh, cool. Okay, let's see. Dear Christine, we just want to say thank you. Hand-Stitched Leather Goods, handcrafted by HandStitchedLeatherT.com. So definitely check that out. But, oh, so like I was saying, you get all of these little samples so you can kind of see the quality and the options for leathers that they have. Plus, these are just really cute little photographic additions for Instagram, all of the fall stuff. Of course, it's like almost the end of November, but whatever. I don't even care anymore because these are super cute. And I will be hanging on to those. Anyway, this is, of course, like a card holder, which I can always use because I always bring my business cards to different like library conferences and stuff, but this is really nice. This is really nice. So for now, let's go ahead and pop these guys back in here so we can look at the actual cover. But yeah, oh my goodness. Okay, so this leather is so wonderful. Again, they're moccasin, and it doesn't have any kind of a pebbling on it. It's just lovely and smooth, and this gorgeous, gorgeous shade that I know is going to patina so well over time. I opted for the wide loop so I could fit my fountain pens in it. I really have enjoyed being able to do that. I almost always have a perpanep in my Weeks just with carbon black in it. So this fits beautifully, but it will also fit most of my other fountain pens. I got a tall secretarial pocket with a little slit for cards or whatever. I actually have this little cute cat that I'll show you later. And then, of course, it has the pockets to slide the Hobonichi Weeks in. For me, I usually just put one side into the folio and then leave the other side open so I can slide other stuff in it. And it's worked really, really well for me. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I am already in love. Once we unwrap the other cover, I will go ahead and sort of stage these with the books, and then we'll get to see what they look like when they're actually filled. But for now, just let's put this one aside. I love this. Oh, I love it so much. It's so soft. And hold on. It smells amazing. It really does smell amazing. Okay. So there's that one. And now let's open up the next. Oh, bit of a tight squeeze. Okay. Wow. Okay. So this is exactly what I was looking for. It is a leather that they were calling, I want to say Texas tobacco, but I think they actually just recently announced that the Texas tobacco was going to be going out of stock. But if it is still available at this time, this is beautiful. So you can see it's a little duskier, which I like, especially when I talk about the purposes of this one. But it's really lovely. More of a caramel shade, I want to say. I opted to get the back slip pocket on that one too. And this has like a purse closure, and it's a trifolio. So when you open it up, oh, and I've got another little pocket full of awesomeness. You can see more leaves. This leather is really soft. Oh, okay. So this one has a nice firmness about it, but this one is just smooshy and really lovely and a little bit more of a dusky, like, what would we call this? Like a sienna? Maybe? No, it's a little darker than that. But yeah, this is like a really soft, smooshy leather. That's really nice. Whereas this one's a little more stiff and beautiful and a little more smooth. So let's put those back to the side. Oh, I love this. Okay. So similarly, I got a tall secretarial pocket with a slit because I really do like that. Now with this one, this is going to house my fountain pen and ink diary. And for that book, I usually do put both sides into the folio, but I wanted one slip pocket just for extra little tidbits that go over there. And then of course we've got the back side, and then we have the full back pocket. But yeah, oh God, this is so nice. Again, I prefer smooth leathers to pebbled leathers. I don't dislike pebbled leathers, but I will always gravitate towards this a little bit more just because I love the way that it shows off age. That's why I'm a huge fan of like the Traveler's Notebooks. If you've ever seen me with like my Portland leather stuff, I almost always get exclusively like the smooth leathered pieces. I really like the way that leather wears. And it obviously rolls over into covers for planners. But yeah, so I'm going to go grab my two books that I want to put in here, and then I'll kind of stage them and let you see exactly how they're going to look when they're in their final form. But yeah, I am so excited. These are so soft. Like, okay, so this moccasin leather is a little bit stiffer. It's still soft. Like you can see it's definitely still like a lovely soft leather, but it is more stiff than this one. So I think this one's a little bit smooshier maybe. I don't know, they both have good body to them. Neither one of them is the kind of leather that's going to like buckle. If you know what I mean, if you've been a fan of like some of the other like faux dory companies that have some leathers that seem to be a little too soft for their purpose, like this is not that. These are really beautiful leathers that are clearly designed to, you know, stand up over time and to wear well. So yeah, again, I'm going to go grab my books and I will be right back. Okay, I am back. Apologies if there have been any lighting changes. It took a little bit longer than I was expecting. As you can see, I am now sporting a Band-Aid. I cut the heck out of my finger, and so I hope this doesn't end up being super distracting. But I did want to go ahead and finish this video and get these books into these new covers because I am so excited to be using them. First off, if you follow this channel, you already know I am super excited about the 2025 Hobonichi Weeks. Paddington Bear is one of my favorite characters of all time, and I think that this cover and all of the little extras that went with it from Hobonichi are just so flippin' perfect. The only regret I have about putting this in an actual cover is that I don't get to see this adorableness every day, but needs must, right? So the cover that I chose for this is HandStitchedLeatherT's B6 for the Weeks Mega, and let me show you why. So as you can see, I actually have the plastic cover on the Weeks right here, and this particular cover, unlike the vast majority of Weeks covers out there, will actually go on over top of the plastic covered Hobonichi Weeks, which for me is perfect because I don't actually slip it in folio style. So I leave that front cover loose. One, because I mean, I want to see Paddington, right? But two, because I like having the extra space to slip other stuff that I might need throughout the course of my day. So just having that extra pocket makes things like really convenient for me. And so I always love these little dots. I swap them out color to color from season to season, so these will probably be changing. But I really like that this one has that back cover, or the back pocket, not cover. And I can slide that in because if you see, my previous HandStitchedLeatherT cover, which is a trifold, has a front pocket, and since I was missing out on that with this new design, I wanted still another extra place to put things. And this is just super convenient. And then in the front, I'm going to put just a couple of little extras that I always keep with me. That's a picture of my cat Moo, who is the cutest. And I swap these little backgrounds out by the season. This will obviously be changing probably for the holidays in the next couple of days. And this is a little magnetic pin that I got from Kubo and Lucy. If you have not shopped at Kubo and Lucy, please check them out. They're super awesome. They're not a sponsor. I just really like the store. Let's see my other goodies. Like I always have a dashboard with extra stuff on it, and then these are just the presidents in reverse chronological order because I'm always trying to memorize random facts. You never know you're going to need them for trivia. And I think that's all of the stuff that I've got. Oh. But yeah, so that is the new setup, the basic setup. Oh. I've got some other bits and pieces that I'll swap in too, but just so you can see what it would be like. And I always go for the extra wide loop just because it fits my fountain pens, because I always do use a fountain pen. And this is just a Platinum Preppy. This is the Perpanip version that's white. I first even heard about these from Leanne Likes. If you've not visited her channel, you absolutely need to. She's amazing. But I really, really love this. I have it with an extra fine nib in it that I swapped out from another Preppy. And then It just goes like that. And how stinking cute is that? And it just looks awesome. I am very excited about this. Woo. And I've got to say, it smells amazing in my room. Like, it smells like the best kind of leather ever. But yeah, oh, it feels so nice. So you can see, I think, this has this gorgeous patina as time has gone by, and you can really see how the color changes. And I've had it for a while now, and I just wanted something to be able to swap it out and just try something new for a bit. And so I'm really excited to see how this one patinas, because they are different leathers. It's clearly starting out the color kind of that it eventually turned into. So I'm curious as to what this is going to look like in, say, a year or two. But yeah, it's so nice. I can't even. I'm very, very excited. This will be my first time using a cover from them that doesn't have the elastic. So I want to see how these clasps hold up. Because, you know, a lot of times leather will stretch over time, but I've never heard of any problems coming from that as far as hand stitched leather tea. So I'm really pretty optimistic that this is really going to last and really be a good quality cover. So I've had great luck with them so far, and I'm definitely excited to play around with this. And now for my other cover, which is the A5 with this sort of purse closure. I am wanting to house my fountain pen and ink journal in it. And I've been in this cover for years and years. I got it off of Etsy. I don't even remember who this is from. It's legitimately been at least 4 years or so. And it's lived a great life, and I really do still love it. And I'm actually going to swap another journal into this cover. But for something new, I just thought, you know, I really like hand stitched leather tea, so why not try something else? And I decided this is the year. So let's see if I can get this guy out. Now, I don't swap out my fountain pen journal by year. I legitimately just go through the entire notebook. Just because the Kanso Notos are such a good quality, I think, and I just don't want to waste any of it. So yeah, and this one I do use folio style. It'll be interesting to see how it fits. And I do think, FYI, if you want to put a plastic cover on your A5, I think you probably could. I do think it would fit. Since I'm folio style inserting these, I don't really think I need to. So I'm not gonna. Ooh. But it's really nice. It's got lots of extra wiggle room, but not too much. I kept this design, of course, pretty simple with just that extra pocket. I don't need a pen loop because every entry would be a different pen or ink, you know, so I didn't really feel like there was a need. But I did include that slip pocket on the left-hand side because I can always use it for extra bits and bobs. And then a secretarial with a slit on the back. And you could put more in the folio sleeve, but yeah, that's really nice, like really nice. And it's got loads of room to grow. So if you were, say, somebody who likes to really chunk up a Hobonichi cousin, you probably would have no problem because, again, look at all of that extra room. It's not too loose though, so I'm not really anxious about there being that extra space. And it does lie completely flat, which is something I really, really wanted as far as this particular journal goes, because sometimes I've tried a couple of other covers with it, and if it buckles, it becomes a bit problematic because I always record from this book and then I have to pull the notebook out, and it's just a huge hassle. So being able to have one that does lie completely flat like this, and there's no pen loop to disturb my hand, it's just nice and easy, and it's just really gorgeous. This is really, really beautiful, this color. I am a little bit obsessed because it's this just slightly darker, if you can see, like they go in baby steps for me. I in general love like the lighter colors of tan. So you can see I have this super natural, this is the natural leather, that starts like super pale, super pale. And then I went a little bit darker and then a little bit darker still. She has a couple of other leather shades that I really would love to try. I want to say it's called Light Mustard, that looked really interesting to me too, but I believe Light Mustard might have a bit of grain to it, and I prefer smooth leathers, so I just ended up trying these two, and I am thrilled that I did. Anyway, here we go with these two books. But yeah, that's the two of them filled. I am so excited to be able to start the new year with these. I know that this coming year is going to be amazing. I know that I'm going to be excited to be working out of these books. And hopefully, if you've been kind of thinking about HandStitchedLeatherT, this gives you a good idea about a couple of the different design options that you might have, and whether they would work for you. So if you happen to have any questions whatsoever about either of these designs or my original design, which is their trifolio, please feel free to pop those in the comments. Let me know what you think. If you happen to have experiences with any of these covers or any other HandStitchedLeatherT covers, please pop those in the comments as well. I'm sure other people would find those very helpful. If this video was in any way entertaining, interesting, useful, whatever, please do consider giving it a thumbs up or potentially even subscribing to the channel. As always, thank you so much for watching. This is always so much fun for me. I love just leather covers and leather goods in general, but there's something about getting ready for the new year, that just makes everything a little bit extra fun. I don't know if it's like the optimism and excitement of something fresh and clean and, all of that promise just kind of being embodied in a couple of individual things. But yeah, this was as always, delightful. Again, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you next time. Bye-bye.